Welcome to Gale Academy. In this short video, we'll give you an overview of what you need to set up and what information we require from you before QPulse can be installed in your organisation. By watching the video and reading and filling in the accompanying pre-installation service requirements document, you can be assured that your QPulse installation will run as smoothly as possible. You can download a copy of this pre-installation document from the Academy. So what is QPulse? QPulse is a compliance management system that lets you control documents, manage non-conformances and incidents, perform audits and much more. If Gale will be performing the installation for you, you'll need to supply us with the following information. Firstly, we'll need your contact details, including a phone number and email address for a member of your IT team. To keep your users informed about the work they need to do, QPulse uses a messaging service. If you wish to set up this service, we'll require your mail server name or IP address, as well as the port number for SMTP. You must also ensure that the intended QPulse application server has been added to the relay list on the mail server. QPulse also uses escalation messages to remind users if work has not been carried out. If you wish to use escalation messages, we'll need to know when you'd like to send these messages, such as every Monday at 7 AM. You can record all this information in the pre-install service requirements document which accompanies this course. Before we can begin work, you'll need to sign and return this document to us. By signing this document, you're confirming that you've met all the requirements. So what do you need to set up? If we'll be installing QPulse remotely, you must ensure that you have access to WebEx. If you want to use an alternative remote connection, you must send the details to the Technical Services Department prior to installation so the connection can be tested. Both your QPulse server and all your client machines must be of sufficient specification with adequate free disk space. Ideally, you should have a dedicated QPulse server. However, if this is not possible, you should let us know what components other server applications are using. Your intended QPulse application server will require Microsoft .NET Framework version 4.0 installed and IIS enabled prior to the installation service. You'll also need an instance of Microsoft SQL 2005 Service Pack 2 or later available. This can be on the same server as the application server or on a separate SQL server. All client machines will also need Microsoft .NET Framework version 4.0 installed before the QPulse client is installed. Alternatively, if you're using a client server, such as Terminal Services, this will also require Microsoft .NET Framework version 4.0. Please see the installation guide for further software and hardware specifications. Finally, our installation team will need to be logged in with an account with local administrator privileges. So what happens next? Once QPulse has been installed, you'll receive a visit from a Gale consultant who will help you identify what you want to get out of QPulse, then help you configure the system and train key users. To find out more about this, see the rest of the videos in the Preparing for QPulse and Consultants category in the Academy.